The upgrading of the grooms' accommodation is part of a series of benefits for the grooms aimed at empowering and improving the welfare of traditionally the most marginalized workers in the horse racing industry. The project started in February this year after 4Racing conducted an extensive audit of all the grooms' accommodation in its racing jurisdictions and found that the grooms' accommodation in Turffontein in particular was in appalling condition and in urgent need of repairs.
Essentially, one of the core pillars was, as we took over as 4Racing as the new business, that we needed to transform the lives of the grooms, who are just such an incredibly important part of the value chain of horse racing. We know that without our grooms, we actually have no sport of horse racing. And it really meant going in and assessing some of the facilities which they use, and the grooms' quarters being such a core part of most of the time that they spend in. And when we did that that assessment initially, what we found was actually quite sad, quite lacking on so many levels. And so what we did, we undertook an assessment, we then scoped it, costed it, and we almost literally broke ground, if I can say so, about 6 months ago. We moved the grooms into a temporary facility, so it's going to be a phased project. And we then redid basically the first phase of the grooms' quarters. So we've redone the kitchens, removed asbestos. There was still asbestos in the ceilings. We then redid the ceilings. We put in insulation because these rooms get very, very cold in winter. We put in kitchen facilities so that they can cook because they spend 90% of their time in these quarters. We needed to make it feel like home.
During the renovation process, 50% of the grooms were relocated to temporary accommodation. Now 52 have moved into the refurbished accommodation. 62 grooms will now move out of the single-story units into temporary accommodation as the second phase of the project starts.
As owners, we're very cautious about where our horses go and who looks after them and where they're housed. And we should be just as cautious about the guys that look after our horses, the guys and ladies who look after our horses. We should be making sure it should be a non-negotiable that they are in dignified quarters and that they feel proud about coming to work every day. There's a very good saying that says a happy groom is a happy horse, and it is very, very true. And these horses take the feelings on of their grooms. And so if there's anxiety or any kind of thing that will bring these guys down, the horses will feel it. So there's a relationship there, and we have to acknowledge it. And that is one of the words when I toured the premises today. I said it is very dignified, and it's something that wasn't there before. And so I'm so proud that it's there now. And I'm hoping this is just the first step in a new way forward, with much more to come.
The initiative was a collaborative effort which involved all stakeholders.
Representing the Racehorse Owners Association, we really believe in the power of partnerships. Owners race together in partnerships all the time, so that theme runs through. And looking at our relationship with 4Racing, it's through the power of these partnerships that there's a special spirit of trying to change people's lives, trying to make the sport as good as possible for every participant. And together, I'm very proud of our work together. And today, the accommodation that 4Racing have opened is just another testament to them putting their money where their mouth is, so to speak. And we are thrilled and proud to be in partnership with them on these grooms initiatives. It's very important, and as I say, the theme runs through racehorse ownership, the power of partnership.
4Racing aims to complete the entire project by the end of this year. For SABC News, this is Tandem Cole.